Good afternoon and welcome to FailCraft Casts. I'm Hammy. I hope you're very well this afternoon, and we're going to be jumping into a quick afternoon stream, a little quick jump into Heroes of the Storm Alpha. And as always, we are doing hero introductions, kind of play and learns. So we're going to be jumping into, today, not Tyrell himself, but we're going to be jumping into Diablo, taking a look at some of the heroes and seeing how they play, whether you've played a MOBA such as Heroes of the Storm, multiplayer online battle arena type game before, or whether you're brand new. You might be a Blizzard fan, just jumping into this game in the alpha and seeing how it's going. So Diablo is a warrior. Without further ado, we have talked about warriors before. You can go and check out one of our hero half hours where we generally introduce the warrior class. Diablo is an example of a warrior. We discuss the traits of a warrior. How does a warrior play? They generally get up close and personal in melee, so they get up and close in melee, very short range. They can either be tanky, they can take a lot of damage, they can be very interrupty, they can initiate fights, start fights, be awkward, generally get in amongst the enemy heroes. They can also be spec'd damage-wise, so they can be a bit more damage-focused, and they will generally, as well as those characteristics, tend to either apply buffs to their team and themselves, or they might have debuffs as well. So that means that they can, by getting up close to the enemy team, cause them problems, be a little bit more awkward, and in some way reduce their statistics or ability to do things. So in our hero introductions, what we just do, it's a gameplay introduction, it's not a complete guide. We take a look at the hero, take a look at their abilities, we then go into practice mode with them to see what they look like, and then if we feel happy with them, we just jump into a game to show you them in a game as to how they work. So Diablo, what does he have? Shadow Charge is a basic ability. Charge to a target enemy and push them back. So that is a knockback. I could use that to knock enemies away from my team and save them. I could use them to knock enemies towards my team so we can kill them. But Shadow Charge, that is an initiate ability, and by initiate, I mean starting fights. We want to start fights with that, or help intervene in fights to maximum effect. So that's what I mean by an engage or an initiate. Firestorm punish fire waves in all directions. Well, that is a close range area of effect. By that I mean it's all directions, so the closer Diablo is to people, the more likely he is to do some damage. A nice close range damage ability there. Overpower, grab an enemy and slam them behind Diablo, stunning them and dealing damage. So that is a I would say it's a crowd control, but again it's also an initiate. Supposing I charge to a target and push them one direction, I could then grab them and slam them behind me. If my team are behind me, I could use that to stun someone, pull them closer to my team and do damage at the same time. So Diablo is really, really good at knocking people away or bringing people in close with Overpower. He's got some very, very nice abilities there in terms of trying to control where enemy minions or heroes are, and generally I'd imagine you'll use these most on heroes. Heroic abilities. So remember, at level 10 you can choose between one of two heroic abilities for your character in Heroes of the Storm. So Diablo has Apocalypse, summon an attack on all enemy heroes on the battleground. That is quite cool, and remember that is very similar to one that you will see in some other MOBAs. So depending on how good his damage is, if there are heroes who are very weak on the enemy team elsewhere on the battleground, Diablo does not have to be close. You can summon an attack on them, he might be able to kill them. So if you're playing against Diablo, you never want to be on too lower health, because Diablo might just be able to reach out and kill you. And then Lightning Breath. So if you're not going for that ranged ability, Lightning Breath is very much another short range ability, channeled spell that damages and can be re-aimed. So Diablo stands there and does a big lightning arc that you can aim and move around as it is being channeled. So that is a very nice close ranger damage ability. And trait Black Soulstone, gather souls by killing enemies in order to resurrect faster. So if you manage kill lots of enemies, kill lots of minions, I'm guessing that is too, then Diablo can actually resurrect on the battlefield a whole bunch faster than he would normally, which is very, very cool. So you can, by managing that well, be able to get yourself back in battle much more quickly, and of course as a Diablo player that would be very, very handy. So, okay, without further ado, we've firstly taken a look at Diablo. We talked about the role of a melee character, and next we're just going to jump in and play a game and see how we go. So remember, of course, this isn't a full-on guide. We always recommend that you go and test out a hero in the shop in try mode. So what try mode actually lets you do, if you're not familiar with it in Heroes of the Storm, is jump in and try any hero. Even if you don't have them, you can play with their abilities. It's effectively a bot match, and in that bot match you can jump in and just play against bots. You can try the hero's abilities, all their talents, you can level them up, level them down, and similar things as well. So really good to have a go on a bot match, and I really recommend that when you have a new hero, try it in practice mode. You can try it in the shop, you can try it in cooperative, and that way you are not going to be jumping in with a new hero. And of course, because this is a team game, if you're not playing as a team, if you're not used to your hero, if you maybe start dying a few times, going and practice in cooperative is really the best way of starting to learn a new hero, or perhaps just playing with friends, so you're not going to be, as a new hero, you will make mistakes. That's totally normal. You will need to learn it, that's totally normal. Generally, sometimes, MOBA communities and games like this, they will get a little bit stressed if you're trying to learn a new hero in a laddered or a competitive game, something where there's maybe ranking points, ladder positions, something like that at stake. Your fellow teammates, if you're playing not with people you know, will probably be a little bit less tolerant to that kind of thing. So here we go, we're ready to roll. I'm going to be rolling as Diablo. So we've got support and Tassadar, nice long range support. We've got a specialist in Sergeant Hammer, so we've got more long range there, which is good. Kerrigan can get right up and close and personal, and then we've got Falstad for damage as well. So I will be functioning as the tank in this team. I'm the only warrior. So that is a nice little combo we have in terms of team balance. Remember, of course, there's the technical alpha, graphics, similar kind of things, and also do forgive my connection if there's the odd little lag and jutter. It will be because of the connection I'm playing on, not because of the game. Indeed, in this I found that when you are playing in games, the connection pretty good, even though, previously we've been playing on the US beta and the US alpha, sorry, and I am naturally, as you can tell by my accent, EU. So please do forgive any odd jutters and things. It is absolutely the wireless connection I'm playing on, not the game itself. So as we load on in, we're playing Blackheart's Bay. Now remember, Blackheart's Bay, as well as destroying the bases, we need to collect the doubloons. Welcome, Saints. Great to have you with us. Just a little quick stream, taking a short break. We'll be working on a bit, so just taking a lunch break in the working day. So Blackheart's Bay. Collect doubloons, you need to turn them into Blackbeard, the pirate, Blackheart, sorry, the pirate in the middle of the map, and he will then start bombarding the forts. So where Heroes of the Storm differs a bit to other MOBAs, the map objectives are pretty important. A good team, some good team play, obviously this is in the alpha, so it's a limited observation so far, but good team play will revolve around partially making sure that you're good in your lanes, pushing your lanes and making sure that you make progress in your lane. Part of it will also involve making sure that you are going after those map objectives. So if you ignore the map objectives and the enemy team just goes straight for the map objectives, then you will have some problems. And then again, if you just take the map objectives and don't push your lanes, you can also have problems. Get ready for battle! So let us have a look at what kind of traits we have. I've got Soul Feast, more health and regen per soul. Resurrection requires less souls, gain souls when using Overpower. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to go for resurrecting a bit more quickly, which will be quite cool. More health and regen per soul. Could mean I get very tanky. I'm going to go for very tanky building options. We're not on for the top watchtower. I'm paired up with Tassadar, so that's quite good. Tassadar can damage and do various things at long range, and in short range they ping the wall tower, but I'm nowhere near, so we're just going to have to start pressuring this bottom lane. Do forgive me as I just crank down my sound just a tad, so that you'll be able to hear me okay. We can see the enemy team consists of the top watchtower, and we haven't. That is not good. We are going to have to make sure that we start making progress in this bottom lane. There we go. Okay, so you can see that I've got Shadow Charge, I'll show that. I can show down, and we can see that it charges towards and stuns the enemy. So we're starting to do some farming. Happily, none of the opposing team have gone down, and because the enemy team have gone for the top watchtower, we've been able to make some progress on this base. I'm going to ping. We need to get the doubloons. So, Blackheart's Bay, we need to grab the doubloons. So we managed to grab all of those. So I now have 5 doubloons, but I'm going to try and go for a hand-in. Now the enemy will know this, they're probably going to try and intercept us. And when you go on a hand-in, the hand-in is a channeled spell. Our siege tank friends are in trouble. However, Reyna has got in trouble here. I'm going to go for the knockback. behind my charge. Oh, I've actually made a mistake there. I've charged that player away from our team. We're now into a 3v4, and because I'm going to get it, so I'm still in trouble. I need to get up front and make sure I'm tanking these guys very, very hard. We've managed to drive them back. They're all very low, but we need to be oh so careful that we are not losing Tassadar in our team. I'm pushing forward, but I've got to make sure again I don't lose my health. I just noticed that there could be multiple kills, I have to be very careful. In I come, 2 in 1, and we almost might even get a triple kill. That is a very, very nice piece of play by our team. So we managed to come together as team play there. You can see in Blackheart's Bay, obviously a big fight around the map objective, and now because we've got a full hind in, I've got 5 doubloons in. Now we're going to go back to lane play, so that's a very, very good start. Lots of kills for us there, and we've managed to get 5 doubloons handed in. Next talent, all healing effects are increased fire waves return to Diablo, so that does more damage each way. I'm going to go for more healing, so I'm going for a more tanky build. You can obviously see that some of these abilities would let me have a more sort of aggressive, damaging type build. So I'm going to build Diablo as a tank on this occasion. Any questions, just shout as always. Because I'm not on my usual setup, when I do daytime streams, I am, of course, alt-tabbing and simulating trying to get in chat. So if you have any questions, just let us know. I'll answer as soon as possible. A little bit of connection lag here. That's just because I'm playing twice. So at the moment, this is going pretty well for us. Our team is, as I mentioned earlier, doing a decent job of balancing out, going for the map objective, which is getting those doubloons. Here comes the enemy Tassadar. I can't do huge damage. Tassadar can kill me from range, so I'm just going to chill back a bit. Meanwhile, Kerrigan has got 2 doubloons and is going for a hand in. I can harass this Tassadar a bit, do a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to push too overtly hard. Kerrigan is coming down. Looks like Kerrigan could potentially give me a hand. I can, to a degree, Tassadar knows that I've got a charge. Oh, now we can see some mercenaries joining the battle as well. So by charging back, I'm just trying to push back Tassadar a little bit here. I've got Kerrigan involved as well. I cannot. I can probably, no, I'm not going to charge that close. You can see that Tassadar's ranged abilities are doing a good job of holding me back. So one combo that Diablo does have is that he can obviously charge in the shadow charge and then throw something back, which I'm going to illustrate just now. However, I don't have Kerrigan helping me, so I need to run away with all speed. There is Kerrigan, coming just a little bit late. If I come back in, I might be able to shadow charge him, but I don't have huge movement speed. Diablo is going to get away. So no worries. Oh, crap. Sonia, although she goes down, I'm now being chased by Tassadar, so I'm just going to pin there and get myself out of the way. There we go. Mercenaries there. I'm just going to get to base. Right, next talent up, we've got to level 7. We've got basic ones here, we can see increase maximum soul, activate consume souls to gain health over time, so more souls. Increase maximum souls count. You can see that Diablo I've got 85 souls, which means that that means I'll regenerate a lot more quickly. And I can, I don't want to consume my souls because I'm building tanky. So, first thing I'm going to do here is make sure that I clear my lane, so that, as we said earlier, it's a balance between team fighting correctly, supporting your team, going for the map objectives, which we've done. You can see that we just had a siege there that's really damaged their front line quite heavily. We've lost their front line as well, so what I'm just going to do is get in, clear my lane, and start making sure that we can do some damage. So, maintain your lanes. When your team is fighting and requires support, make sure you support them and get involved. And then, last but not least, make sure that you cover turn-ins and go for the map objectives. So you can see our team there sensibly asking for some support in terms of map objectives.
We gotta capture this mercenary.
Calling me to go for the mercenary camp. I'm at the mercenary camp, so I will wait for our friends to come. Now, if you've not seen Heroes of the Storm before, the mercenary camps provide an additional element. They can be easy, hard, or boss. Difficulty level they're rated, and minions do their damage and have no ability. So we're going for a hard camp. These knights are pretty strong. As soon as you defeat them all, then they will join the fight and start fighting in the nearest lane that they need to go at a preset rate. Now bear in mind that as soon as our summon is, we have to stand in the area. As soon as the summon is finished, then a line will come on the map. You can see these lines on the mini-map in the bottom right. The red one is red mercenaries coming in, and the blue line is blue mercenaries coming in too. Right, now we'll turn. I'm going tanky, so I'm going to go for Apocalypse. Actually, no, I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Apocalypse, because that's a long-range destruction spell. Tastic back in lane, so I'm going to push forward with these mercenaries to do some damage. And we've also actually done it in another hand there. What is everyone going for? So I'm going to take out the front. So these Night Mercenaries, very strong health, very good damage, so they're pressuring down very nicely. We've also got these Siege Ogres, they're easy mercenary, but they're very good. As you can see, the Siege Ogres have very long range. So they're very, very good. They can kill enemy buildings without any buildings being able to shoot them back. Nice push on at the bottom here. While 3-4 members of the enemy team are down, our team are doing an excellent job elsewhere in the map. So I'm actually just going to keep this push going. But Tassadar is called for the mercenaries. I'm going to go and support Tassadar. I'm going to be called by Tassadar because we'll get another 2 Siege Ogres, you can see here, to come and join our cause. Although I'm not doing huge amounts of damage, you can see that between my Fire Stamp, my Overpower, and if I Shadow Charge in, I have reasonable amounts of damage with Tassadar's support. We are pressuring quite nicely. Next ability, so you can see the top 2, they're generics. We've got Rain Up, I'm just going to throw him over my shoulder, I can charge him into the wall and stun him. So you can see then the combination of 2 Diablo abilities sets people up very, very nicely. I still need the talent for Shadow Charge with increased range. Shadow Charge also slows. I'm going to go for increased range. That will let me initiate a greater range. But we now have 3 in the team compared to 2 of us. So we are not going to be getting too far forward. Very aggressive from Zeratul. I'm not going to knock him down. However, even though Zeratul has morphed, we've managed to make sure that we put that pressure on and secure the front of the base. In comes a big siege tank. Bullet, I can tell that Sergeant Hammer is in the house, and now we have 4-man push. I can charge in, I can then triple kill by charging to rain up that finish. I can then slam someone over my shoulders in here and set her up. So I'm not going to quite kill her. You can see that 137 souls, like tanking now 5k health. I'm very much feeling my tanking damage ability, and down goes another piece of the base. So a very nice piece of pressure here. There's one more cannon there, and Tassadar is coming in. Sadly, you can see because that's Tassadar and Arthas rather than human player names, sadly that means that they're bots, and therefore a couple of enemy players left. So that is never great for the enemy team. I think a little bit sorry for them in this situation. And as we sort of always say in general games, if you don't think you can finish Heroes of the Storm game, try not to start. That's not because you don't want to play, it's more because Arthas will as well, because he's as you can see, more human players can get replaced by bots, either CR, maybe they're just quitting because they can see that we won. So we're in a little bit of trouble here. We may not actually completely win. Falstad correctly going back, Skeng just pushing right the enemy base, and was back there. So I will sit here and defend Skeng. Remember, as I mentioned, that this is my connection, this is not actually Heroes of the Storm. So my map got killed, you know what, it's all good because we've managed to win. Good game. So that is our hero introduction, our play and learn of Diablo. So what did we do? We took a look at Diablo's abilities. On this occasion, I've given him a quick go before, so we didn't take him into practice mode. But if you take a new hero, always take him into practice mode, play against the bots, understand their abilities, and take a look at their talents. So we then jumped into a game and we saw Diablo show a lot of the typical warrior traits. He is good up close, he fights at melee range, so you're going to be needing to run up close to enemy heroes and minions and forts to be able to do damage. And we also saw some other typical warrior characteristics that we explained in our previous video, introducing the warrior class. So what did Diablo do? Diablo managed to jump in and do a lot of fun things. Diablo was also able to really dive in there and put pressure on in terms of initiates. We saw that with the Diablo abilities. I'm just going to bring up the abilities so we can walk through them. Where's Diablo gone? Diablo. Kind of hard to miss the Lord of Terror. So we can see the Shadow Charge. Diablo was able to jump in. We could see that he charged, he closed distance, knocked people back. We could then potentially combo that with Overpower to stun and throw people back into us, 2 good initiates, and then we saw with Firestomp we had a good area of effect close range damage ability. We also saw Black Soulstone. We didn't actually die, but we saved up a lot of Soulstone charges. We could have spec that towards health regeneration or making sure that we resurrect faster. And then we saw a few, we never actually used Apocalypse, but we next see that Diablo's got a long range damaging ability to finish people off, or he's got a nice short range damage ability, so if he gets very close doing his warrior melee close range thing, he can very much do a lot of close range damage to people who get too near him or to people who cannot get away from him. Why not stun with Overpower and then do loads of damage to them with Lightning Breath? So Diablo, great initiator, very, very tanky character, and with his quicker respawn that you can spec and similar in his talents, a very fun warrior class to play. So I very much recommend giving Diablo a go if you fancy giving warrior a go. So thank you so much for tuning on in. That has been our Heroes of the Storm half hour, our quick episode. Welcome Deathsbane, it's great to see you guys. Sorry if you've just joined us. That has been our quick Heroes of the Storm half hour for today, where we have taken in a little play and learn look at Diablo. Little quick sign off as always. We're going to be back this evening for the Hearthstone half hour, our regular series, and we're trying to make Heroes of the Storm a regular series as well. So 8 PM UK time, that is in 4 hours time wherever you are in the world. Why not tune in then? We're going to be doing pick your own arena. You pick the hero we play, you pick the cards. We draft live on Twitch. So you can find out a bit more at FailCraft Casts on Twitter. We always announce when we're streaming on there. Last but not least, if you're watching on Twitch, welcome. Do go and check out youtube.com/FailCraft Casts. You can find all of our archived videos and similar stuff on there. Really good to see. If you're looking at this on YouTube, why not come and join in live? We try and go 4 to 5 nights a week. Maybe sort of see a Deathsbane, see an intro, Saints, really good to have you with us. But we try and stream 4 or 5 nights a week on Twitch. That's generally 7 to 8 PM UK time. But if you just hit subscribe on our Twitch channel, it's totally free. You can get an email when we're going live, and you can check Twitter to see when we're going live too. We will mix up Hearthstone some nights, Heroes of the Storm other nights, and other games as and when people want them. And last but not least, the website is failcraft.org. There we are, posting all of our videos. We're also trying to build up a bit more content, maybe have some guest writers, but we always put our videos there. We always try and write blogs around those videos so you can have a read of them. And we always want to have things like new player guides and also links, things that we think are cool and things that don't live so well perhaps on a video. So you can find some stuff there as well. We also share some Blizzard news, Hearthstone news and other gaming news as and when we can. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully see you later for the Hearthstone half hour, maybe on another UK afternoon time stream, or hopefully on Twitter or on the interwebs somewhere. I've been Hammy, really great to have you here, and hopefully see you soon.